In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God, Amen. Dear friends, today I'll teach you lecture number 19 of the Coptic language class in English, presented to you by St. Mark Coptic Orthodox Church in Cleveland, Ohio. And today I'll teach you the first part about the letter Rho. And as you see here, it looks like P. So don't be fooled by the look when you read the Coptic language. And some people, first time, they think that this letter is P, and actually it is Rho. All the time looks like P, but it's pronounced like Rho, or letter R. Before we start our lecture today, I'll revise to you the Coptic alphabet as we usually do every time. The Coptic alphabet is formed of 32 letters, 8 by 4, and 25% of them, 8 letters of them, are coming from the old hieroglyphic demotic dialect. You can refer to these terms in lecture number 2. Those are the number 6, Su'u, and the last 7 sounds or letters of the Coptic alphabet as you see it here. The rest are 24 letters coming from the Old Greek alphabet. So let's read them together. Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, A, Su'u, Zeta, Eta, Theta, Iota, Kappa, Lola, Mei, Nei, Xi, O, Pi, Rho, Sigma, Taf, Epsilon, Phi, K, Epsi, O, Shai, Phi, Chai, Huri, Janja, Echima, T. As you see here, the letter Rho looks like P in English, and that confuses a lot of people. I told you in the previous lecture number 18 that the letter P looks like a table, you see? So letter Rho looks like P in English. So don't be confused about it. First word I am teaching you today in the letter Rho is Romi. Rho, long O, Mei, Iota means person. And Romi can mean also people, many persons. As I told you previously, that the plural and singular in the Coptic language spell the same, both spell the same. And what makes the differentiation between plural and singular is the article of possession or the article of definition, the or the possession my or whatever. So if I say P Romi, one person, masculine singular. Ni Romi, group of people, plural, whether males or females. You see? And if I say it like a possession, my, when I say Pa Romi, my person, Na Romi or Ne Romi actually, it can be, depending on the sentence, my people. Okay? Ne Romi or whatever it is. Now, the second word I teach you today is a prefix. I told you before, the prefix in English is no term, but in Arabic we don't know that term much. In lecture number 14, first component, I taught you about 4 prefixes, but there are more than that in the future, in the grammar lecture. One of them is the prefix rem. Pre means before, and fix means it's connected to the word after, and it changes the meaning of that word. So if rem is connected to any place it connects the person to that place. If I say I am Rem in America, means I am American. But since I am Egyptian also, and our church is an Egyptian church, and we are proud to be, we want to say we are Egyptian. How we say it? The name of old Egypt in hieroglyphic language was this word here, Kemi. Kei, Ita, Mei, Yota, Kemi. That's the name of old Egypt. And from that word, as I told you in lecture number 1 and some other lectures in between, it is the source of the name chemistry, since the old Egyptians were very good in studying the nature of materials and their reactions to each other. So the science chemistry came from the name of old Egypt, Kemi, which we are proud of. Rem and Kemi coming from Egypt. Why we use Neyu the Jenkim? This is an article of position, which means of. I told you before, the articles of positions are different from the adjectives of position, and they are 3. Ney with the Jenkim, May with the Jenkim, and Ente. Ente is separate from the words before and after, but Ney and May are connected to the word after, as you see here. Ney with the Jenkim is connected to any word that starts with any letter except 6 letters called the labials, as I told you before. These 6 letters are called labials because we use both lips to pronounce them, and those are Vita, May, P, Psi, Fei, Fai. Again, Vita, May, P, Psi, Fei, Fai. You can refer to previous lectures about that. So Rem and Kimi, coming from Egypt, means Egyptian. The third word I'm teaching you today is rear. Ro, Yota, Ro. Rear means pig. Now, the first important word we teach or we learn today from the letter Ro is Ra. As you notice in the Coptic language, the verbs are short and nice. So Ra is a complete verb. Ro alpha, it means verb to do. But it can be spelled in other Coptic dialects differently. It can be Yota, Jinkim, Ro, Yota, Iri. So you may see it like this, Iri. Sometimes they remove the Yota, Jinkim if it is connected to the word before, as you will see in the next slides. Also, if I replace the alpha with A, the letter A, which looks like E in English and pronounced like A in French, it still means verb to do. If I put ne alpha before the verb, ra, na, ra, it puts the verb in the past continuous tense. I taught you in previous lectures, and I hope you can refer to them in order so you can learn better the Coptic language, that in this lecture I taught you about the different kinds of present tense, the simple future tense, the order form, and the simple past tense. Also, I taught you about the past perfect or perfect tenses in previous lectures. Today, this is a new tense, the continuous past tense. When I say nafra, now if the ne alpha comes after the verb, not before like here, after here, then it becomes simple future tense. Big difference. So again, ne alpha comes before the verb, make the verb in the past continuous tense. Ne alpha comes after the verb in the same word, it makes the verb in the simple future tense. So if I say nara, that's past continuous tense. If I say rana, that's simple future tense. How about that green letter in between? That green letter in between is the personal pronoun that does that act or did that act in the past. So fai here, one of the Coptic letters, it is the personal pronoun for the third person masculine singular. So when I say nafra, it means he was doing. 3 words in one word, Coptic. Na, past continuous article. Fai, the personal pronoun means him. Ra is a verb do. So nafra, he was doing. Emov, it. Emmo is a non-specific article to refer to the thing we are talking about, whatever it is. So the word mo here. Now, if I put it connected to the word here, I need the article of possession, which is connecting both together, and it means of. As I told you, they are mei jenkim, and te. Here I have to use mei jenkim since the word after starts with one of the 6 labials, mei. So emmo. Now, this fai here is the personal article referring to the thing we are talking about. So nafra emmov, he was doing it. En rompi, nay with the jinkim, they again of. Rompi, ro, o, may, pi, yota. Rompi means a year of time. So he was doing it certain number of years. What number? It follows after. See, here it is different from English and Arabic in that the number of years follows, not precedes like what we do in English. For example, in English or in Arabic, we say 60 years or 5 years or whatever. But in Coptic, we say it different. We say years 60. Here, the number has a dash above it. As I told you in lecture number 8, that in Coptic language, we don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as numbers. We use the Coptic alphabet with a dash above to make it a number. So here, Vita is the second letter of the Coptic alphabet. When I put dash above, it becomes 2. And it's pronounced in Coptic Isnav. Sima with the Shinkim, Nay, Alpha, Epsilon. And here the epsilon becomes Phi or V. So Nafra Emmov in Rompi Isnaf. He was doing that work for 2 years. Here they add the verb T. T is a complete verb. It means to give. To give. When I say T, give there. The first T is the verb to give, and the second T is the definitive article for the feminine singular. So TT means give there. And when I say nofer TV, so give the new gift or whatever it is. And the T also can mean gift. So it has different meanings. So when I say Nofertiti, that's the name of one of the old Egyptian queens. It means the new gift, as you see. So here, Nafra Emmov en Rompi Isnaf T means he was doing this job, whatever it is, for the last 2 years. Say, for example, I have a business and I'm hiring some workers. I'll ask the worker, did you do that job I'm asking you to do for me before? He will say, Nafra Emmov en Rompi snav T, I have done that work for 2 years. Say they are more than 2 years. I replaced the snav, for example, with 10 meat. So I'll say nafra imov in rombi meat T. I have done this work for 10 years, and so on. Application of this in the table here, the past continuous tense, as we did with other tenses in previous lectures. Here we put the nay alpha in blue as the article of past continuous. It is always before the verb. If it comes after the verb, again I'm repeating, it makes it in the simple future, not the past continuous. Here it precedes the verb. So it makes it in the past continuous tense. And in between, we put the subject who is doing that act. So here, na evnoti, nav, means the Lord was doing the looking, was looking. Here, evnoti with 2 dashes above, it's the abbreviated form of the word evnoti, which we use in Coptic liturgy books and hymns to make it short, since we repeat the name of Noti a lot, and we will learn in the future a lot of abbreviations like this. Here, Evnoti originally is formed of 5 letters, Fei, Nei, O, Epsilon, T. And then we made it short here, Evnoti with a dash above to make it abbreviated form. So na evnoti nav. The Lord was looking in with the jinkim of or about or the article of possession, as I told you. Ni Romi, the people. Here the ni made Romi plural. So na evnoti nav en ni Romi. The Lord was looking for the people. Continuous tense, past tense. Same now we apply for other pronouns. When I say nai, nav, I was looking. Iota here is me. So me can be expressed by iota like in English, I, or it can be T, letter T, complete T, if it comes in the beginning of the sentence, as you have seen before. Nai, nav, I was looking. Nak, nav, you were looking, for male, masculine singular. Na, nav, for feminine singular. We remove the pronoun. For pronunciation purpose, we may add this prefix, ro, a. A here looks like E in English, but pronounced like A in French. Re is another verb to express to do. And it's like considered like a prefix. So na, re, nav, you were looking for a female. You were doing the looking. That's what it means. Just for pronunciation purpose. Fai for the third person masculine singular. Nav, nav, he was looking. Sima for the female. Nas, nav, she was looking. Nay for the plural, both males and females, for speaking people. Nan, nav, we were looking. Naritain, nav. We can say natain, nav, but it doesn't sound easy. So we say naritain, nav, the same idea of the nari, nav. You were looking for plural, masculine, and singular. Masculine and feminine, sorry. Nav, nav, they were looking. Here you notice I put in different colors to differentiate because it looks like a repeated nav, nav. The first nav is different from the second nav, as you see. Nay alpha in blue, that is the article of past continuous tense, precedes always the verb. Epsilon is the personal pronoun for the third group, males and females. Nav is the verb, nay alpha epsilon means to look. So nav, they were looking. Now in the next slide, I have given you more verbs, and I want you to start forming sentences yourself by replacing the verb nav here by any of these other verbs in that slide. You can form different meanings and different expressions in the past continuous tense. The verbs are here: o-won, o epsilon, long o nay. Here the epsilon is like wo, o won means to open. O on, here the epsilon is like you. O on, o epsilon long o nay huri. O on means to appear. O osh a means he wants to. Originally, osh means talk or say something. Say. But here, when I put the object A with the jinkim, is always an object. If A comes without an object, that's put the verb after in the indirect form, as I told you before. But if it has the jinkim above, that is an object article or a preposition article. So osh A means he wants to. Despite the fact the word osh by itself means to say something. O osht, o epsilon long o shai taf means to worship. O orb means to send. O epsilon long o rho p, o orb, to send. So on, to know, sima long o short o epsilon nay. And you notice here the epsilon is like you in these two verbs. It means to know. Now these two words here are compound words. That's why I put them in different colors. Pi iota the in masculine singular. Gom janja longo o may means book. If I remove the W by a short O, gom, it becomes power. And I told you that in lecture number 11, when I talked to you about the letter theta. I taught you the hymn we say in the Holy Week, Thok Tati Gom. And I told you don't say Thok Tati Gom, because Gom, long, means book. But if I replace the W with O, becomes Gom, means power. So say Thok Tati Gom, means thine is the power. We talk to the Lord in the Holy Week. But if we say Thok Tati Gom, that means we are saying to the Lord, thine is the book. Big difference. Be careful. So B, P, Gom, the book, N of, with the jinkim, one of the three possessive articles, S, chai, Sima, with the jinkim, chai, alpha, iota, writing. B, Gom, N, S, chai, the book of writing or the notebook. So it's actually not the book, printed book, but the book in which you put your notes. This word also is formed of three components. P, iota, is the article of definition for masculine singular. Esh is the expression which means exclamation, which means in subject of our language here in Egypt, when we like something and we are really amazed by that subject, we say esh esh, means this subject is so magnificent, is so nice. So esh means so alarming or so nice. Kel making sound. So P esh kel means the bell, because the bell makes nice sounds to alert people that there is a liturgy in the church, or there is a calling for the students, etc. So P-ish-kil-kil means the bell. Last two words here in the list, T, as you see it here, is a last letter in the Coptic alphabet. If it has that complete line here like a cross, it's a complete word formed of two syllables, taf e, taf yota. Okay? It means, as I told you before, to give, verb to give, or it means the for feminine definition article, singular, or it means the gift. It has three meanings. Again, three meanings. T means verb to give, or T means the for feminine singular article, or T means gift. So T-A-V, alpha, fei, A-A-V, means the head, my head or your head, whatever it is. Alpha, fei, A-A-V. Here the fei is pronounced like V. T-A-V, the head. Last term here is a preposition, huriota. It means above or on or in, all these meanings. You can use this table to start forming sentences on your own to learn how to express the Coptic language in your talking with other people and how you use it as a language. I'm almost done for today because this lecture will be a short lecture, I hope. I'm giving this slide and the next slide, and then we stop for the first part of the lecture number 19. Here, this sentence here has two different colors. The green color always means a pronoun, a personal pronoun, you see? And the rest are different words with different meanings. Pet means that or which or who. Pet means that or which or who or what, whatever it is. That's why when I put pet with a dash, it means it's connected to the word after. Ek can be kappa with a jinkim or ak. It means you, second person, masculine singular. Eerie, it should have the yota, ro, yota, as I told you in the first slide, with a jinkim. It means to do. Pet ek eerie, you are doing, or you were doing, whatever the time is. Move it, may of the jinkim, mo, non-specific, with fai here is the third person masculine singular. So petek iri move, what you did it the way you did it. T, me, I am. Ra, ro, alpha means to do again. I will do and move it. Ho, huri, long o. What you are doing in the present tense here in this sentence, the way you are doing it, I will do it aidan also. So again in English, what you continue to do now, I will also do. Or what the way you are doing it, I will also do. Say, for example, I'm teaching a group of new members in the church how to make the holy bread. So I'm teaching them how to get the flour and mix it and with the yeast, with water, whatever. I will say, after I taught you how to do the holy bread, you do it the way I taught you. They say, petek iri, the emof, what you did, tira emof, who I will do also. Every one of the members will say that sentence. Again, petek iri emof, tira emof, who. What you did now, I will do it the same way. Last slide for today's lecture. I'll talk to you about an important city in Egypt, which was considered the main port of entering into Egypt. This city was like the main entrance area or port in Egypt, through which anyone who wants to go to Egypt has to go through. And I remember when St. Mark came to preach in Egypt for Christianity in his second time, he went through this city to teach people about Jesus Christ. This city was called Ra Koti. شوف, I did the mistake of saying Pa. You notice? Ra Koti. Ro alpha means to do, verb to do, as I taught you now. Koti, Kappa, long O, T means wall. You know, the habit in the old times, when they build any important city and they want to protect it from invaders, they build around it a strong wall. As now, for example, there is a magnificent China wall. Now, in old history, it was a habit to build a wall around each important city in any country. For example, when the children of Israel wanted to invade the land, the promised land, part of it was the city of Jerusalem. And Jerusalem was a very important city and famous city in that area. So the Lord ordered the children of Israel to go around the wall of Jerusalem once every day, to complete a circle around it. And then the last day, they go around the city for 7 times in one day, which is number 7 day, the 7th day. That's the same we do in church when we do any procession. We do it 7 times. 3 inside the altar or around the altar, 3 in the nave of the church, and then go back the 7th time around the altar again, 7 times. Same way. When they went around Jerusalem, the wall was destroyed by itself when they use the flute or the music instrument and the drums, as the Lord told them to do that after finishing the 7th round around Jerusalem in the 7th day. That's just history of how the old cities were installed and were built. That city was the main entrance of North Egypt. So the king of the Greek empire at that time, whose name was Alexander, invaded all the area and made the big Greek empire, formed from Greece and then the land of Israel, some part of Iran and Iraq, and some part of India. And then he invaded Egypt through that city to be able to occupy the whole Egypt. And since that was the main entrance of Egypt, he named it after his name, Alexandria, instead of the name Rakoti. So Rakoti was the old name of Alexandria before it was changed to Alexandria after the name of Alexander the Great, the king of the Greek Empire, who lived short time, but he could in short time form the whole Greek Empire, as I told you. After that, the Greek Empire became the main source of education and culture, and the Greek language became the main language of the world. For that reason, all the Egyptians used the Greek letters, all the Greek letters, to replace the pictures of the pharaonic hieroglyphic language at that time. And we're still using it at present time, but we are using the old Greek, not the modern Greek alphabet. After telling you all this story, now you know this city here is Alexandria. And because it was so important gate through which people has to go through to get into Egypt, they built in it a very famous, one of the 7 wonders of the world, the famous lighthouse of Alexandria. And that lighthouse was actually started to be built in year 280 before Christ. I don't know how long it took them to build it, but it was a famous, one of the 7 wonders, as I told you. And you see the picture here of that lighthouse. In that picture I am pointing here. By history, that lighthouse was destroyed by an earthquake many years after. We don't know exactly when, but they tried to rebuild it again, and we still have the lighthouse of Alexandria after it was rebuilt. And again, it was considered one of the 7 wonders of the world. By this story and by this slide, I stop today for lecture number 1, or part number 1 of lecture number 19. And then we'll meet you again in the next lecture, number 2 of lecture number 19 in the next English version. Until I see you then, God bless all of you. I hope you can try to teach all the Copts to study these lectures and learn the Coptic language in depth. God bless all of you, and until I see you, goodbye for now.